couple of days ago, I was just hanging out with my boys. You know, my boys, my Skrilla, my homie G's, my gangsta bitches.
I need a gangsta bitch. A gangsta bitch.
And we were deciding what to do on a boring Wednesday afternoon. We can go play some games, we can go to the mall, we can watch ourselves inch ever closer into oblivion.
I want a gangsta bitch, yo.
You know, something fun like that. No, we did not. We did not do that. We decided on this specific Wednesday, not only were we going to waste our money, but we were going to waste our dignity watching this abomination of a movie called Jeepers Creepers 4 Reborn. Is it Jeepers Creepers 4? Is this a reboot? Is this like Jeepers Creepers 1? Like kind of like how Halloween is... I'm confused. Oh, Red. I was saying if you've seen Blue around? Nope. I'm not doing this review. Get out. Get out.
Red, I was very concerned. You said that your friend's been missing for a while?
Out.
I mean, you keep mentioning him, and I've been wondering where he might have gone, you know? I mean, he's been gone for so long. And... Well, you didn't have to kick me out of the house.
Anyway, let me summarize this felony of a film to you guys. Our two romantic leads, this girl and that guy, pull up to a spooky town to attend the Coachella Cosplay!
This is the Coachella of cosplay.
People start acting pretty creepy with this girl, and she starts having nightmares about how there may be even more sequels in this Jeepers Creepers cinematic universe. Don't worry, this girl. I'm having them too. Shenanigans ensue off-screen that forces our main characters, whose names I definitely remember, to face off against the rubber man from outer space. Or whatever. I don't know. I didn't think it was possible to contract Ebola, cancer, and gonorrhea in the same hour and a half, but this movie proved me wrong. This movie literally looks like a high schooler's project that they forgot to start until 3 minutes before the deadline. With a pigeon for a writer and a budget of, I don't know, 2 fucking shirt buttons, they shit out this steaming pile of aid. Anyone will be hard-pressed to find a positive about this movie. The editing in this film is choppy and ever so slightly off. Not too off to where you're like, wow, that was obviously bad, but just slightly off where you're like, man, something in this movie really sucks. The characters in this movie are extremely bad. They're all poorly acted, poorly written, and the main two characters, the love interest or whatever, their whole subplot storyline just falls completely flat. There's this whole like subplot where like the girl is pregnant or whatever, and the guy super wants to put a ring on it. You want to know the way that they actually like conclude this subplot? There's literally a scene close to the end of the movie where the girl's like, hey, yo, we about to die. If we survive this, yes, I'll marry you. Also, I'm fucking pregnant. And then, like, he's just like, and that's it. That's the whole subplot. That's the ending. Chef's kiss. Good story. But if you like plot lines or plot threads not having a good conclusion or just going nowhere, boy, do I have some news for you. These writers had no idea what they were doing. They were trying to do everything that they can think of and failed at doing all of them. They grabbed whatever horror movie cliche they could find, crammed it into a clogged toilet drain, and then we're like, yep, that's it. That's our trilogy right there. We're going to have some millions of dollars. It's going to be great.
It fucking wasn't great.
Characters randomly appear and disappear out of the story for no rhyme or reason. They just do. There's like these visions of the future that the main girl keeps having that are never explained and actually never even happen in the movie. There's like this weird cult of like creeper worshippers or something like that whose like entire purpose in the movie is to lock them into this Scooby-Doo looking haunted mansion. And it was like, yep, bah! Gone, baby! Fucking relevant! Oh, I fucking hate myself. Back to the main couple for a second. They're supposed to be like a couple who's gotten so far into their relationship that they're trying to get married. But they feel so uncomfortable. More like awkward work acquaintances than like actual couple. And the reason why they get into this whole Jeepers Creepers situation is because the guy who's like super nerdy and super involved in like the supernatural or whatever, he drives 10 miles or something to get to the Coachella of cosplay, which I think already exists. They call that Comic-Con, but this version's like Coachella of cosplay. Looks like a fucking quirky farmer's market with like 5 people in it. It's like the most ridiculous thing in the world. Also, the kills. We come to these horror movies that have like a main killer antagonist mostly to see the kills, and these were bad. They ranged from off-screen to boring to Jason X bad, with a shown kill count of only like 5 people, which is pretty impressive, honestly, if you think about it. That's like a whole quirky farmer's market right there. Only one of these 5 kills was making me forget about the complete boredom and lack of interest this movie was causing me, because of how ridiculous it looks. You'll know the one that I'm talking about, but the creeper has like an axe in his hand and like chucks it across the room, and the character who dies just like takes it and like gets hit on the dome and like fall face first. Oh my god, what is happening? This man straight up 360 no scoped her with the freaking tomahawk, bro. What the hell? Also, talking about the creeper, they can't even do him correctly. Out of everything that this movie messes up on, and it messes up on a lot of things, the main character, so to speak, the creeper, is done incorrectly. In the original movies, the creeper was this creature who was constantly creeping. He only awakens so that he can like munch on some human beings, call it a night, and then go back to sleep for 23 years or something. That's his main goal, is to just eat and replace body parts if he gets injured, and that's it. In this movie, he becomes like a slasher, like trying to be Freddy Krueger, Jason kind of slasher. He barely like consumes anybody, and he for the most part just leaves bodies just chilling. And then there's something about him trying to like capture a baby or something? I don't fucking know. He's killing these people. He's not eating them. He barely does anything with the bodies. He's kidnapping infants. And that's not the creeper. That's not the creeper at all. Literally, how did you canonically mess up your character? Did you guys see that? All he wants to do is eat people.
Bitch, I eat people!
The lighting. Let's talk about the lighting. That was so off too. Now, I don't know about like the way that they did the production of this movie, whether they went to like on-site places or whether they filmed it behind a green screen or in a studio or something like that, but it felt like a lot of these scenes were filmed in front of a green screen. Like, it'll be the middle of the night and these characters will have a blinding fucking light on them, like they forgot what part of the day it was. And I know astrology can be a little bit hard to comprehend, you know, there's a lot of things up in space or whatever,
but the moon is in fact not the sun. It doesn't shine as bright.
Common mistake. Happens all the time. And talking about lighting, that kind of brings me back to the beginning of this movie, where the first 10 minutes, relatively done okay. It kind of gives like the original Creeper movies vibe, where they almost looks like they're remaking it. And it's not terribly done there. Little bit weird writing, kind of odd acting, but like that goes nowhere too. First 10 minutes and these 2 characters who are like an older elderly couple, and it zooms out to find out that it's just our new main characters just watching it on a freaking podcast, which gives me hardcore Scooby-Doo vibes. Like, you know what I'm talking about, where the main villain is like, haha, here's my devious plan, and here's how I scare people. Whoa! And then, like, some rando character is like, oh god! And then Scooby-Doo and the gang are brought to the place where it happens. Felt just like that. The fact that this was the first movie of a planned trilogy terrifies me. This movie was the worst movie I have seen all year. And I watched this train wreck recently. Also, just to kind of put an extra stank in this, they made it a limited release time. So you can only see it in theaters for like 3 days. 3 days too long if you ask me. Fuck! If you're a big fan of spending your time staring into the void or finding new and interesting ways to make your day worse, this movie's for you. And I hope you start going to therapy. Michael, you need to. We're here to help. Otherwise, avoid this biohazard at all cost. Please. I'm giving this movie a 1 out of 10. This movie company owes me money for this because YouTube doesn't pay me enough for this mental torment. YouTube doesn't pay me at all. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Did you guys watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn? What did you think of it? You can leave that in the comments down below. While you're at it, if you got any recommendations on what you want me to watch next, manga, TV shows, movies, leave that in the bottom down below as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all guys in the next one.